Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Rosenberg, Wrestlemania 29, and a true slimeball, scumbag, son of a gun has just stepped in, but a hero of mine nonetheless.
Speaking nicely about me.
Paul Heyman, a.k.a. Paulie Dangerously. What other names do you have, Paul? You got it? You all right?
It depends on who you're asking.
What do the ladies call you?
Big Daddy.
I've always heard that.
Pimp.
How are you, man? Nice to meet you in person.
How are you, sir? It's my pleasure.
No, it's a real pleasure.
Brock is here with me today.
Oh, yeah.
And he's hanging out.
They said, well, you're not going to be able to get Brock Lesnar, but we will have a doll.
Brock Lesnar is here, ladies and gentlemen.
He's here.
I'd like to point that out. Brock Lesnar is here.
How you feeling?
With my hands. How about you?
Oh, damn it.
Hey, who knows how to use one of these?
Is that a tape measure?
I'm actually...
How many Jews does it take to use one of these things?
That's an interesting question. How many?
Wait, is that a camera?
Yes, this is the latest.
He's an engineer. You can hand it to the engineer.
Can I use this? I'll figure it out.
Give it to the engineer. He'll figure it out.
I'd love to, you know...
Oh, to get your own version of this?
Yeah,
What an honor.
Just for the lawyers.
Exactly.
No. There's some engineer you got
Oh,
here.
my. Well,
Are we live,
he's not
by the way?
Jewish. I thought because he wasn't Jewish, he'd have a chance. No, we're recording right now, Paul.
No.
I knew you and I were a risky live situation to get into.
We're recording.
You got it? You want you want Ernie to do that? Ernie, you want to use? Oh.
Look, I'm with
That's
Rosenberg. I'm with Rosenberg.
Oh my God, Pee Wee Heyman?
That's it.
Pee Wee Heyman?
Hey man, you know
We got something.
that wasn't me in the theater.
So how much fun are you having right now?
An absolute blast, and I'm having even more fun this morning because Punk and I got to come over here with AJ and Trish Stratus.
Oh God.
And we'd hold the door open for them.
Oh yes.
And they'd walk by because we're gentlemen.
Because you are gentlemen.
We let them
you
go
wanted
first.
to let them go first.
Man, watching Trish Stratus and
Walk through a
AJ
door.
walk down a hallway together.
Yeah.
Oh man,
See,
how's your morning?
Oh, not as good as yours.
Forget the coffee, man.
Not as good as yours.
It's like the old Billy Crystal routine on Xena. I tell you, darling, they walk down and you see the bumpity. You know, it was beautiful.
You seem amped up. You seem in the zone.
Oh, of course I'm in the zone.
How do you feel about people saying that this is some of the best work of your career?
I concur with their opinion. It's the most personally gratifying work of my career. I mean, I'm in 2 of the 3 main events of WrestleMania, and I'm doing it with my 2 best friends in the world. Who'd have thunk this one?
No, that's pretty good.
I mean, a year ago, WrestleMania, I was just watching cursing the TV screen because, you know, when you do the pirated live stream on your computer, always,
you know what, Paul?
you always get the other, you know.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Fades out.
you know, and then now this year.
With your 2 best buds. And I thought about that the other day. I was like, when is the last time that there was a manager character who was so big that he had multiple events at WrestleMania? Because in watching the old stuff, Heenan at a major pay-per-view might have someone in practically every match, which I loved so much.
Yes, but that was back then. This show's going to have $100 million in revenue.
That's what I'm saying. To get to have it now is so special.
And I think the Jew needs a taste of that of those shekels.
You're
you know
damn
what I'm
right.
saying?
You're damn right he does.
I just need
you
my
should be
taste,
getting
man.
double money, by the way. You're involved in 2 matches.
I'm seeking representation, perhaps.
You know, my brother is an entertainment lawyer.
Is he really?
Yeah, shocking
MVP
development.
MVP has told me that.
Oh my! How do you know a lot? Why do you know a lot about me, Paul Heyman? I never even knew how you knew who I was. I was so flattered the day you tweeted and said something about one of my interviews.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you know this. You're known. I'm a huge wrestling fan, and you are known as a great wrestling mind. I don't know if you know that.
Actually, the truth of the matter is, and not to stir up bad memories, I actually heard a lot about you when I had some pillow talk with Nicki Minaj.
No, I knew it. I knew you were going to go there. I knew.
Why wouldn't I go
I
there?
knew you were going to a Nicki Minaj
Yeah,
joke.
well, why wouldn't I go to a Nicki Minaj joke? It's so easy to go there.
I know.
And so she, by the way.
Oh, no.
And if Lil Wayne has a problem with that, I got a dude named Brock Lesnar that would love to talk to you.
Oh, my God.
He doesn't like rap music.
Brock doesn't like rap, does he?
No, of course not.
He does not seem like a rap music fan.
Brock doesn't like people.
Does Brock, be honest.
Sure.
How far
Well,
away?
have I ever been any less?
No. How far away is Brock Lesnar from Brock Lesnar? How far away is that character from that man?
I think we are in an industry today where everyone that you see on television is a ramped-up version of themselves with the volume turned up, and Brock Lesnar is a toned-down version with the volume turned down.
No. You're trying to tell me that Brock is scarier and meaner in real life? Or you're saying real Brock is just slightly turned down?
Here he is.
I'm looking at the doll. Okay.
There's a reason
The action
why
figure. Yeah.
this man is not here to do media interviews.
He doesn't do much of that.
None of them.
Never does interviews?
No. And it's not just because he has a New York Jew that does.
But I was about to say,
him.
but how does you guys are such an odd couple in that sense?
Of course.
Like it's such a great bit for TV, but in your guys' case, it's real.
I'll tell you the true story, and it's so out of character. It's not something that's humorous. I mean, I can tell Nicki Minaj jokes all day long, and
no, tell me the
so
real.
can the rest of the world.
Yeah,
but
of course.
The real story of Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar goes like this. We got put together on television. We were heading overseas just a couple weeks later for a UK-only pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Which one? Rebellion?
One of them.
Okay.
Whatever they were. It was,
I liked those. I had fun with those.
It's one of the ones where he was beating the crap out of the Hardy Boys.
Okay,
and,
of course.
We're flying overseas together, and we're trying to strike up a conversation. So you have the Aryan youth from South Dakota and a New York Jew boy on a plane together.
Mm-hmm.
We have absolutely nothing in common because, all he does was go out and, and kill animals for dinner. And my people,
We don't.
we're not hunters, we're furriers, So
We're not hunters. You're right about that.
So we're on the plane together, and he turns to me out of the blue.
Yeah.
And he says, "So you have a family?" And my first child was about to be born.
Wow.
My daughter, Azalea. And I said, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, nobody knows about it because I don't bring it to work, and I don't let them know about it. But I'm about to be a father for the first time." And he says, "Wow, so am I." And we just started talking about our theories of family and how he wants to take care of his parents and how I wanted to take care of my parents as well. And we just bonded.
Wow.
And that was it. We were best friends from that day on.
Really?
Yeah.
And how? And
I told you, it's so out of character.
So out of character.
You'd think like, oh man, they were sharing hookers and beer and this and that.
I like that story.
Nothing to do with that.
How? So you got your kids are a few months apart.
Yes, our daughters are a couple months apart.
Do your daughters get along?
They actually have not seen each other in person for quite a while, but yeah, I would say they do because Heymans and Lesners famously get along.
It is such an interesting story.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that the story was he was killing every Jew in the village, and I was the one that he spared to tell the story, but it's not.
I will say, Brock Lesnar was. Hitler did have dreams about Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
He was like, "This is the guy." He dreamt him up.
He's super. Here's the thing about Brock, and this is an honest analogy. That diverticulitis took so much out of him, and he was probably suffering from it from the time he was in college, and never knew about it because he was so healthy and so huge and so driven as an athlete that he never actually understood what was wrong with his body. And what they're telling him now is that he was never truly healthy, and that at his peak as an athlete, which was before UFC, he probably only was devoting 60% of his body's energy to his athleticism because the other 40% at least
Was fighting
diverticulitis.
Oh.
The Brock Lesnar that you see today is the first time ever you're seeing a healthy Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
How freaking scary is that?
It's terrifying. Terrifying. Where did you get your confidence from? You're an unusual. I mean, I think I have a taste of it myself. I have a similar personality, but I'm interested in your case. I heard an interview with you with Wade Keller from 20 years ago, and you'd done much less, but you were in WCW and starting to do things, but you sounded the exact same. The same confidence before you'd succeeded with ECW.
I so desperately don't want to really work for a living that I will say and do anything to portray someone that should be hired for a job that doesn't require me
Doing
to
work.
check in from 9 to 5.
My God, we may be the same person. It's true. That's really everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you can do this, your character's name, by the way, is Paul Heyman.
Yes.
I mean, this is what you've arranged for yourself.
I got my hustle, baby.
Heyman hustle is real.
Yes.
All right, so if you had to choose, if they said you have one match you can work Sunday, sorry, we're not letting you do the Brock match and the Punk match. Choose one.
I would walk in with Brock and Punk and fix that situation
Wow.
immediately. I'm not letting either one of them down.
So you couldn't choose.
Oh, come on. Why would I want to? Why would I want to? I would make a real stink. That would be a fight.
Do you look forward to the day when maybe the relationship... Well, first of all, we haven't seen a lot of a focus within your camp. Like, Brock and Punk have been totally separate.
Exactly.
We're yet to see if they decide that that's a place they decide to go, which would be cool, is this sort of faction coming together.
If necessary.
Could be interesting though, and then them breaking up eventually could be interesting too.
Each man's goals are totally separate from the other. I got the best and the beast. CM Punk's goal is to be the best in the world. That is truly his goal. CM Punk wants to be the main event at WrestleMania. He is angry, legitimately, that he has to share the spotlight with 2 other matches right now as main events. Brock Lesnar's goal is not that. Brock Lesnar does not care if he's recognized as the best in the world. Brock Lesnar wants to be a beast. He wants to fight big money matches. He wants to fight as few of them as possible for as much money as he can make. That's Brock. Brock has the mentality of, I'm only going to do a few of these. Each one is going to be special. Each one's going to be on my terms, and I'm going to show everybody what I got. Punk's a totally different beast than Brock.
Seeing as you are a manager now, and have been for some time, best bumping manager, in my opinion, if you had to, in my opinion, only comes down to, and my knowledge doesn't go back as far as yours does. To me, Bobby Heenan and Sherry Martel and Sensational Sherry, the way they bumped while being manager, I thought was just incredible. Like I guess it's because Heenan wrestled, obviously, so did Sherry. But is there anyone that stands out in your mind beyond them, or do you have any particular admiration, or am I just an idiot for that? I just think they were phenomenal.
I don't think you're an idiot at all, and even if I disagreed with your assessment, I don't think you're an idiot.
Thank you. Thank you, Paul.
No. Thank you.
I appreciate. No, thank you.
Pleasure's all mine.
It's mine.
Well, you picked the creme de la creme.
They were good, though, right?
Awesome. Just awesome. And Sherry Martel, I mean, talk about
You got to work with Sherry, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah. So what was Sherry Martel like?
Well, I mean, behind the scenes or
Yeah, no, behind the scenes.
behind the scenes, she was wilder than any wrestler you've ever met in your life. She could out-drink the boys, out-party the boys. She was one of the boys. Put it this way: if you walked into a room with Sherry Martel at 6 o'clock in the evening, you walked out at 8:30 a real man.
She was putting it down.
Oh, my
And you were
God.
trying to hang with her.
Oh, no, I never tried to hang with Sherry. I knew better than that. I met Sherry when I was a photographer. She was working Madison. I was 16 or 17 years old. It was that summer, and she was brought in by Moolah to be one of Playboy Buddy Rose's valets.
Wow.
In Madison Square Garden. First time I met Sherry Martel. And she was sitting in the locker room before the match chewing a Placidil like it was chewing gum. And once you see someone, I mean, that's the stuff Elvis used to take. You know, remember the TV movie? Elvis, Priscilla's own conscience. What did you give her? Oh, 250 milligrams of Placidil, Grandma. And that's what Sherry was taking, chewing like it's candy.
So I can assume that you weren't, while you were saddened, you were not shocked at how it ended for Sherry.
I don't know. You know, we live in an industry where you become real numb to it after a while. You know, it's just not shocking anymore. It's okay.
Do you still cry when you hear about stuff? Like, does it bring a tear to your?
Of course. You know, and a lot of these guys are leaving behind families.
Because Brett said it's gotten to the point with him that when he heard about Randy, he was sad, but he couldn't cry about it. He just was like, it didn't hit him. It hits him, but it's happened with so many friends that it gets numb.
Yeah, I still have a great compassion for a lot of these people, and again, you know, these guys are leaving behind families. You know, so it's hard. It hardens you, and you don't get shocked by it, and you kind of expect the phone call every now and then. But no, it's still always a bad phone call to receive.
Well, listen.
This has really got
morose. But real quick, rest in peace, R.I.P. to Sherry Martel. And if you're out there watching and listening, and you've not just YouTube Sensational Sherry, do yourself a favor. She was amazing.
And don't take Placidils.
A double lesson. Paul Heyman, we're excited to see you. This was a real pleasure for me.
All mine, I assure you.
All right.
Sei gesund.
So that's the second time someone said that to me.
Really?
And I don't even know what it means.
Was Lil Wayne the first one?
How'd you know? Paul Heyman, ladies and gentlemen.